Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Coffee with Tea. I'm your host, the amazing Tea Street. This is one of my favorite mugs. It says, "What's the best thing that could happen?" Today, I'm going to jump right in so I can get out of here and go serve my young people today. Today's content is don't skip the process of discovering your why and then doing it. My good friend and fellow speaker, Dr. Layman Hicks, has a shirt that says, "You are my why." People ask all the time, what's your why? And the question is, do you even know what that term means? What is a why? Your why is your core purpose for existing. What was the thing that you were brought here on the earth to do? That's your why. Your why is why you get up in the morning and do the things that you do. It's your core purpose. At the heart of who you are, that's your why. It's important to discover your why because it's the fire that fuels your action. When you know what your why is, it's just like putting gas into your car. Now your car can go because you know that why it's going in the first place. So why is it important to discover it? Because it's the fire that fuels your actions. When you know your why, it's so much easier to do it. Young people, if you're on here, can I just ask you, how many of you have ever done something that wasn't your smartest move? And your parents ask you this question: why did you do that? And your response is, I don't know. Some of us live our lives on the earth just doing things without rhyme or reason. And we don't even know why we do what we do. And until you discover what your why or your purpose is, you kind of are wandering the earth aimlessly. Me, I didn't know for a long time. I was in my mid to almost late 20s when I discovered my why. I thought my why was to make money and go off into the world and break the cycle of poverty in my family. And that's what I thought my why was. I had no idea that there was this whole other purpose for my being on the earth that had anything to do with young people, because anybody who knew me knew, mm-mm, I would have said to God, "You got jokes." And I did say to God, "You got jokes," because everybody know I don't do kids. I don't want to have no kids. I don't want to work with kids. I don't even like kids. And so it wasn't until I understood my my purpose and my why that it was so much easier for me to walk my life out in a way that was meaningful. The first thing you got to do if you want to discover your why, consider what your passions are. If you want to discover, people are like, "How do you discover your why?" Young people ask me that all the time. How do you discover it? Well, the first thing you do is you start to consider, what are the things you're most passionate about? I am super duper passionate about young people. I stop young people in the mall. I mean, sometimes I just feel led to just bless them with some money. I'm super passionate when I walk into a space and there are young people there. That was a clue for me. When I stopped chasing money as a young person, when I was in my mid 20s, y'all, when I stopped chasing money, real talk, I started looking at myself in the mirror like, what is wrong with you, girl? You know, your whole goal in life is to make a lot of bag. You want a big bag. Can I tell you, my whole passion around young people totally shifted my mindset. And when I understood my passions, that every time I entered a space where young people were, or they came into my space, something in me came alive. I was clear that some of my purpose had to do with young people. My why centered around that. Another way that you can discover, if you go back in your life and you examine your past, think about the times where you felt most energized. I'm not talking about from drugs. I'm talking about something that you did that made you just feel alive on the inside, that you may not have even been able to explain to yourself. Man, I just feel alive. That's a clue about your why. And I guarantee it aligns to also the thing that you're passionate about. It's okay. Ask your friends, "Yo, when do you see me life full?" My sister will tell you. My mom told me, she was like, "I've never seen you so excited." That's when I stopped chasing the bag. One day I called my mom because I had gotten this job offer and it was going to require me to take a $55,000 pay cut. And so I called my mom thinking she was going to talk me out of it. And she said, "You talk about these kids relentlessly." My boss at my old job said, "You talk about kids all the time. We knew we weren't going to be able to keep you once you got hooked on these kids because it was so much a part of who you are." So my mother and my old boss were the people who kept making me see that the purpose for which I was brought on the earth was finally manifesting, and it was finally coming to light for me. And so it's okay to seek external input and say, what do you see when you see this? When you think about your purpose, be specific and clear. And by the way, it can evolve over time. It's okay to have more than one why, and I now am in a second phase of my life. And so my why is, I still have the same purpose and why over here, but now I've also evolved into some other things that I have become clear to me are a part of my why. But be specific and clear. Just like people write a mission statement for a job, write your why statement for your life. When young people say, Miss T, what's your why? I said, my why and the reason I exist is to clean the lenses of young people so that you can see how amazing you already are. Why is that important? Why is it important to know your why? Because when you know your why, there's increased motivation to accomplish something. When you know your why, you have increased and enhanced resilience. I bounce back much faster now that I know that I have purpose. When life knocks me down, I have an incentive because I know my why to get back up faster. And you know what? I have a deeper sense of my purpose, and it connects me to the actions that should follow. So I told you what it is, what a why is, how you discover it, and why you should discover it. I'm the Amazing T Street. Nothing amazing in me that's not in each and every one of you. Today, I dare you. Go find your why and then do it. Have an amazing day.